Hello, this is Annette Green with Graphic 45, and since I'm hosting Easter brunch this year, I thought that I would make some cute little favor boxes for the table. So I'm going to show you how I made this hexagon box, and then I'll show you how I made all these cute little treat holders that each person at the table will have. The package of the ATC tags has 6 inside, and for the hexagon box, 6 is perfect. For the smaller little triangle boxes, we're only going to use 3. So what I do first is I put the tag on my little scoreboard here, and with the grommet on this left side, I'm going to score at 1 1/4 inches, and the grommet is face up at this point. Now before I get too much further, I make myself a quick template out of just some scrap cardstock, and as you can see, I have drawn a pencil line at the same point, at the 1 1/4 point from the top, the same place that I scored on the actual tag. So I make a little pencil line there, you'll see why later, and then I use my 1/2 inch circle punch to punch out where the grommet is going to go. For the box I'm about to make, for this portion of the tags, I have selected this particular print. This is the back side of this page. And so I'm taking my little template here and I'm lining up my pencil line with the bottom of the paper. And I'm just tracing around it with a pencil, and I trace around there as well. And then I'll use my 1/2 inch circle punch to punch the hole again. And I need to do that 6 times. So now I'll take each of my tags and I'll glue that little piece of paper on there. And something that I always like to do to make it look very finished is I take either my fingernail, or even better yet and neater is using a bone folder. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Okay, so then I just take the bone folder and the point of it and I just kind of burnish that down. Get that paper stuck nice and close around that grommet. And especially in this area wants to come up, so this helps just keep everything nice and smooth and flat. Okay, so there's that. Okay, when you get done with that part, you want to kind of check your tags and fold that over. If you have any paper hanging over like here and it bothers you, it's not that critical, but you could trim that off now. And if you wanted to, check the back of your tag, you have a little bit of that hanging over, you could trim that too. You're not really going to see this underneath part, but I know that bothers some of y'all, so get rid of it. No biggie. Okay, and then as a finishing touch, I just use I used a compatible color of ink. So if I used pink paper, I used a pink ink. You could use all like vintage colored inking if you want on all yours for uniformity, but I just liked the color on color look. And then that kind of just hides any kind of flaws where you may have not gotten out your paper on your tag properly. All right, we'll put the tags aside for now and work on the box. If you're watching the video right now from the Graphic 45 blog, there will be PDFs to the templates that I've used today, and this is what the hexagon box one will look like. If you're just watching from YouTube, you can email me and ask for the PDFs personally. I will put a link at the end of my blog, my email address. Okay, so it's a 1/2 because it fits on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I know a lot of us don't have a printer that's capable of doing 12 by 12 paper, so that's why I did this. And so I've decided, like I said, this is going to be the inside of my box paper. I'm going to flip it over for the pencil lines to be on this side, and I'm going to trace my template, which I've already done 1/2. Okay, I traced around it, and then you can see the pencil lines are there, hopefully. And then I'm just going to flip the template over and line it up with where I stopped and finish tracing it out, and then I'll cut this out. You should have this type of shape when you get all done cutting it out. And so what I do next is take a ruler and a small stylus, and I go around and I score on those inner joints to make the inner hexagon. So I'm just I use a quilting ruler because I can see through it. And I'm just using a regular cutting mat. It doesn't have to be a soft mat. Just something to put a little bit of a score to make those folds nice and crisp. Okay, so this is what you'll have, and as you can see, I've already started to fold in on those scores. And this is going to create the inner part of your box. I'm going to go back to my little tags here, and I'm just going to use good old glue stick and put it on the portion that doesn't have any paper, pretty generously, and then take my box and start sticking these tabs onto the tags. Now you can see maybe that it's not a perfect little fit, but it's good enough, and I'm going to use ink to touch up the edges. Alright, so I'm going to do that all the way around. Okay, so our box is coming together. It's going to be formed like this, basically. And so we need to do something out here to make this pretty. And I chose this same paper right here to go all the way around. And the dimensions around the box are longer than 12 inches, so you're going to need to piece in another section. So this would be your 12-inch length, but just make sure that you have 2.25 inches, I'm sorry, 2.25 inches this way. Alright, so now I'll take my long piece and I'll put it in my trimmer. I have a little ball stylus here, and I will score it at 2 9/16, and then I'll keep sliding it to 2 9/16 until I get to the end. And I've already done all that, so when I get to the end I have about this much left over, which is probably a little too much, so I'm going to get that down to being just like a 1/2 inch flap. So I'm going to need that piece in just a minute. I'll show you why. And then I have another piece here. Basically just need to patch this in. So this is scored at 2 9/16, again at 2 9/16, and then I just cut one more little 1/2 inch flap there. Okay, so I put a bunch of glue on the back of my long strip. I'm going to pick up my box, and it's easiest to turn the box sort of on its side like this to begin. And so I take that little 1/2 inch piece, and that's where I start to join 2 of the tags together. And this is where you need to become an octopus, because it's tricky by yourself. But if you just keep rotating your box on the table and square it up as you go around, you'll be fine. And you can always use your bone folder to burnish all this down really well in the end, but you're getting the idea. So I'm going to come around here, and then I'm going to come back with that other piece that I had to add to finish it off. So here I would just take my bone folder and get in there and kind of burnish everything down good, where I couldn't really do that when it was standing up the other way. Okay, you'll see I had to pick this up here because I wasn't supposed to stick that down yet. You got to sneak this little 1/2 inch of the shorter piece underneath there, and then I'll have to put some more glue under there, but basically that's to make it have a clean edge, and then we'll fold this on around. And I'll burnish this with my bone folder and get that all nice and pretty again. Okay, and that's basically it. And so just to kind of finish it off, on my other one here, I took about a 5.5 inch piece of lace and I glued it to the front part of the tag and folded it over to make it pretty. And then I added some little ribbons here. Okay, so that's that one. Now let's take a look at one of the small ones. I'm going to speed through it just to kind of show you how it's just a little bit different, but basically the same.
Put your right foot forward, put your left foot out. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop. Dance this new creation, it's the new sensation. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop. Let's all join in the fun, father, mother, son. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop.
Put your right foot forward, put your left foot out. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop. Dance this new creation, it's a new sensation. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop. Let's all join in the fun, father, mother, son. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop. Put your right foot forward, put your left foot out. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop. Dance this new creation, it's a new sensation. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop. Let's all join in the fun, father, mother, son. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop. Hop, hop, hop.
And so now you have all your little cute things here, and so what do you do with them? So I'm thinking each person at the table will have one as a little take-home favor, and I might put, I'm not sure yet, I might put this little bag of candy in there with a bow. I put it in a little clear bag, little Easter candy. That might sit there. I like to make cake pops, so I could put some foam in there and stick a little decorative cake pop in there. That's probably what I'm going to do. But use your imagination. You can do all kinds of things. You could put a little present in there. Now, as for the bigger box, let's talk about that. So I thought at first that I might make this into a little candy dish for the center of the table, but then I thought, wouldn't it be pretty to make it into more of a centerpiece with flowers and or eggs or something? And so I went to the craft store and I found this perfect like half circle piece of foam that happens to fit in there really nicely. And instead of flowers or eggs, I did both. And so I made little, let's call them egg blossoms. And I'm going to show you how to make those too. But basically they just stick down in the foam with some wire, and I'll probably go in here with some filler flowers and fill that out. So let me show you how to make those egg blossoms. Okay, on this template that I gave you, you'll also notice there's this leaf, okay? And if you notice, there's this little dotted line here, okay? Because you're going to cut this out, you're going to trace it 8 times using the whole image, and then you're going to trace it 8 times using just that dotted line up to the tip of the leaf image, okay? So you're going to want 8 of them to be longer than the other 8, and you'll see why. Okay, so now you'll have 2 piles of 8 of 2 different size leaves like this, and I've gone to the trouble and inked the edges already. And we're going to basically put these on the bottom of an egg. Now these were from the craft store, and I didn't realize they were glued into this cardboard thing I bought them in, so I had to kind of rip them out of there, and that's kind of how the idea came about to make these egg blossoms, to basically cover that up. So before you can put paper on a curved edge, there's something that we need to do first. And so I take a cushion mat like this, and I take my little petal face up, the pretty side that I'm going to have showing, and I use a very large ball stylus like this, and just kind of rub and break up the fibers and make a curl in the lower half of that leaf. And I'm going to do that to all the leaves, just like that. So the key is, when you're working with these kinds of foam eggs, you can't use hot glue as much as I want to. You can't use hot glue right on it. So I've got to start with just a thick tacky glue. I'm using Fabri-Tac, and I'm basically just putting glue on the lower third of each petal and almost to the bottom there. And notice I'm taking all of the long petals first, and then I'll come back with the shorter ones. And when I go to put the second one on, I'm basically going to just kind of overlap a little tiny bit, not a ton, and hold that. So I'll go through and finish this. This is how it will look for your first layer with all your long petals. And then it's okay now to use hot glue for your shorter petals. So you put it in the same area like we did. Just be careful. Little hot glue in that lower third. And then the key is just to remember, you're going to line it up at the base just like the others, but you're going to stagger between petals and just kind of hold it to dry, or to cool, I should say. So as you can see, it's staggered in between the petals, and so you'll go all the way around like that. Okay. Hot glue is much faster. And so this is the basic look that you'll get here. And then I just used some floral stem wire. This is 18 gauge. It was 18 inches long, so I was able to get 4 of these little stems per egg blossom. And so I just kind of shove that down in there, just a little ways, and then it's done. So now I have a pretty centerpiece from my Easter table for Easter brunch. I've got little treat holders for each guest, and be sure to check back on my blog and you'll see exactly how I set up my Easter table on Easter Sunday. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.